Hello, yes, and thank you for joining me. Today we are looking at Voice AI Agents 101, an overview for business owners, and we're looking at it from the perspective of solving lead response headaches, a crucial thing to solve these days.
Hello there, welcome to Route 62 Properties. It's Vale speaking. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with today?
Hi, it's Patrick.
Nice to meet you, Patrick. How can I help you find your perfect property today?
That's where we're going. What we will cover today, rapid lead response. Why it is critical to get this right, especially in today's competitive space. We're going to look at the voice AI landscape, and this is forecast to play a huge role in our lives, and we're going to look at why. Then we'll look at specifically voice AI. We'll have a quick look at its history, some use cases, how it works. We're going to play a little bit with voices, and we will look at voice AI components and their costs, and then we will run into a couple of demos. Right, let's move on. Lead response time, speed to lead. Why this is so important. There's this less than 5-minute phenomena. If you respond within 5 minutes, you are 21 times more likely to convert, and within a minute, 391% more likely. And in the B2B space, 78% of customers buy from the first responder. Yet, despite these telling statistics and the critical importance of speed to lead or lead response, 47 hours is the average lead response time, and only 7% respond to leads within 5 minutes, and 55% take 5 or more days to respond. And we have a look at it from another perspective. This is a graph of the 3-hour period, looking at the contact and the conversion. So in terms of contact, if you contact or respond within 5 minutes, you have a pretty high chance of making contact with the lead, and that makes sense. But after 3 hours, that drops to less than 40%. And then you still have to convert. So within 5 minutes, you have a 5% chance. But look at this incredible drop off. And then after 3 hours, you have just over 1%. Now, these stats, I use Perplexity all the time. There's lots and lots of literature around these statistics, and you will get the link to go and verify all these stats. Now, in this market, there are two factors which are rearing their head, which are becoming more and more dominant in terms of users' perspective of a company. And users are expecting immediate response. And this is coming out of the social media, instant gratification, TikTok, and all that kind of stuff. And this is what users are now demanding. And users also expect hyper-personalization. The user expects the company to know who they are and why they are there. All right, let's jump into the voice AI landscape, and I'm getting the hang of this little tool here. All right, this is looking at the market cap over the next 6 years. So from last year, 2024 to 2030. And we're looking at 3 sectors in the AI space. This is the verticals, and basically what a vertical is AI solutions that are catering to a specific sector, for instance, health or finance. This here is voice, and this is our conversational AI that we are so familiar with, ChatGPT, Claude, and those players. The vertical sector, 2024, just under 5 billion. Here we're looking at about 3 billion and over 10 billion in the conversational AI space. But look at the verticals. In 6 years, this is looking at close to 50 billion. And what's interesting is that voice is going to match that. This shows us how critical voice is in the upcoming sectors. Hi, I am Patrick Michael, and I help solve business problems. I do this by deploying AI solutions, specifically voice AI solutions. So if you have something you would like to address or just simply chat about voice AI, please give me a call. In the description below, there is a book a call link, and currently there is a free 30-minute discovery call available. Take advantage of that. I look forward to hearing from you. Let's carry on. All right, so why is this industry going crazy? What are the key drivers? Advancement in technology. As these LLMs are improving and text-to-speech is improving and text-to-speech synthesis is improving, the AIs are becoming, or agents are becoming, more human-like, both in terms of human-like interactions and both in terms of human-like emotions. So these agents are able to detect emotion and respond to emotion and respond in a way that is appropriate, and that is becoming crazy in terms of how effective it is. All right, cost reduction and efficiency, 24/7. These agents are available 24/7, and that brings the cost down significantly. And they don't get tired. There's no fatigue. They are not subject to the proclivities and characteristics of a human. They don't get sick. They don't need coffee breaks. They can carry on. And a big one here is that they don't react to irritated customers or abusive customers. And of course, they are scalable. We can run concurrent calls, many concurrent calls at the same time, and that will all reduce cost. So market demand for personalization and personalized experience, we've touched on this. Personalization is a huge factor, and voice AI agents are able to meet this demand with personalization and also multilingual, in the sense that they are able to respond in virtually any language. And we'll look at those in a little bit more detail later on. Okay, and industry adoption, high and rapid adoption at this point. All right, what is agentic? Now, agentic is a word that is floating around, and basically what agentic agents are AI systems that can make their own decisions, and they can take actions and adjust to new information without constant human input. And this is an important thing. And it's kind of, there's like a king agent or a controlling agent that orchestrates the whole this. And yeah, I'm a Picasso, I know that. So what we are looking at is a master agent that controls all the sort of sub-agents. All right, how does this fit into the bigger picture? We can't see this as a standalone. So you could have a voice AI agent, but the voice AI agent will engage through this process of agentic agents and having a master agent. All these different agents will engage with each other depending on what is required and depending on the interaction. So what does this mean? Let's look at a practical example. Say, for instance, there is an email that comes in. It pops in, and there is sentiment analysis done on that email. And as a matter of course, that conversation is plugged straight into a CRM, and this process is all automated. This process is all automated, and Make is a platform that we can use here. So after the sentiment analysis, it might decide, whoop, this is an important mail. It needs to go somewhere immediately, and it gets sent off. A notice is sent via WhatsApp or email or SMS or whatever to a manager or a consultant. Or if that's not the case, down the line, the CRM might trigger an outbound call based on the input of that email. Or there's another scenario here. Let's look at a Facebook campaign. Instant form on Facebook, it's submitted and it comes into an inbound voice agent. Again, analysis is done, and as a matter of course, pops off to the CRM, and again, might decide, well, let's make an appointment here, or not might decide, based on the conversation. The caller wants an appointment, and boom, it gets pushed off to a consultant, and an appointment is made, and notices are sent. Or again, it could get triggered on an outbound basis using an outbound voice caller. So those are just two easy examples. Let's get rid of that. All right, voice AI, let's jump into that. And we're going to now look at a history. 1950s, this is where it all started with Bell Labs' Audrey system. And this is really just associating words with numbers. It wasn't a viable project at all. Huge tower, huge sort of skyscraper size computers, basically limiting numbers. It just they only could use numbers 0 to 1 to 9, and it only recognized its owner. But what it did was it was a proof of concept. Right, moving on, 1980s to 1990s, the hidden Markov model. Basically, what this now did was associated speech with patterns. So progress, but again, very limited. 2000s to 10s, we had this huge advance in cloud computing, and neural networks came on, and this significantly enhanced speech recognition. And in the 2010s, here we had virtual assistants, Siri, Alexa, basically your computer, virtual user interfaces. You could talk to your phone and get some sort of interaction in real time. They're not really great, but that was a huge progress. And before this, there was no reasoning. It was all hard-coded, basically. And after this, there is reasoning. And, of course, the big players here, or the big game changers, are the LLMs. This information is from Yannis Moore's Voice Bootcamp, which I've just completed. Yannis Moore, a huge authority in this space. All right, let's just get rid of that now. So where are we going? Where are we going with voice? Okay, Gartner, by 2025, 90% of customer interactions could be automated, and this is an important one. Microsoft is saying that speech recognition error rate down to 4.9%, so becoming closely human. We've touched on this, emotional recognition and emotional response. And another important one is context aware. So basically, with these voice agents, through knowledge bases, connections to CRMs and other systems, have contextual awareness of customer, as well as the company or the organization that's put the voice AI in place, can recognize past conversations, really, very advanced on that level. And then, of course, we've touched on vertical scaling. All right, so moving on, characteristics of voice. All right. So agents are sounding human-like. So, it's very interesting. When talking to a voice agent, there's kind of a psychological thing saying, well, I'm talking to a human, but actually we're not. And what's important here is agents do not get sick, they do not tire, and they do not react to negative input, and they do not need coffee breaks. So this is a fact about them, and this is why they are so powerful, and also why they are so scary. And there's a huge fear at the moment, and it's not an unjustified fear as to the impact of voice AI or AI in general on the human workforce. So while these agents are human-like or sound human-like, they are not human. Now, this is something that is very, 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 very important. I cannot stress how important this is to keep in mind. These agents, by design, are non-deterministic. What does that mean? in plain English. It means they are designed not to give the same output. They are designed to be predictive. They are designed to be random. They will by design give a different output on every input. Now, and of course, we've all experienced this. You have a prompt, you put a prompt in, you use the same prompt, and the second time it's got a completely different output. And sometimes this causes frustration. And this is where it creates tension, because outputs are often judged on and evaluated on personal feelings. They are subjective, and feelings change. So today that might be great, but tomorrow that's not great at all. So this is a very, very, very important thing to keep in mind when dealing with this. So what's in place to say what's a good output or bad output? And here we have something that's called cosine similarity. I mean, that's just a fancy word which basically explains, if say you've got 2 bits of text, or words or whatever, but 2 bits of data, and cosine similarity says that if they have a semantic similarity, semantics means similarity in meaning. So say it gives a similarity in meaning score of 9, then that means that piece of text is same in meaning to that. It might be different or slightly differently worded, but it's got the same meaning. And therefore, the output is a good output. But do I have an eraser here? No, I don't. So I'm just going to put it. So, but say the score is a 1. All right. So that means that the meaning is not the same, and that would be a bad output. All right. So this cosine similarity is where is what we are turning to judge the output of a model. All right. Applications. Very easy to explain. Wherever a customer can call or be called, there is an application for voice AI. And there are some that you haven't thought of. All right. In our context, we are interested in real-time inbound agents or dormant reliant. So any agents, voice agents that are involved with lead. And a thing to consider here is that you can put your agent on your website. You can embed it on your site, and that becomes a super powerful chatbot that is voice activated or voice based, and that's where a lot of potential exists. All right, let's see how voice works. So I'm going to hop over now to Canva. All right, typically it's an inbound call, and if it's in business hours or outside of business hours, it goes to voicemail. If it's in business hours, yes, it's answered by somebody. I'm just using receptionist. Is the receptionist available? Yes. If it's answered, then no, it goes to voicemail. So where voice AI comes in? We are going to draw a line here, and we're going to pull it all the way up there. Boom. All right, we can get rid of this. So in real time, there's no delay. The call gets routed to a dedicated voice over IP number, and it gets pushed into an inbound voice agent. This here is just the technology stack that makes all this happen. That's the voice agent, and these are the automation, and this is the AI behind it. But anyway, a conversation happens, and some sort of qualification, and the qualification rules are put in the same in a prompt, in the same way that you prompt your chat. The voice has a prompt, a set of rules, and those rules determine what the flow is and what the qualifiers are. It can be linked to a knowledge base. Anyway, there's a qualification, there's a conversation happens, and depending on the outcome of that, it pushes and engages with downstream tasks using the automation platform. Either, automatically goes into the CRM, but then other downstream tasks are triggered. Inbound. So that's an inbound, and the other category is an outbound call. A similar process, except the trigger is, come here, I want this, I want you. Why am I not getting you? Oh, there it is. The trigger is some sort of database or CRM. There's an external trigger that pushes it into an automation, and then that triggers the flow into an outbound call. And again, we have a dedicated number here, and a conversation happens, and there's some whatever. Again, the prompt determines what's going on here, qualification, and then it goes back to CRM and triggers downstream tasks. So those are the two main categories. What have we got anything else on this page? No, we don't. So let's just go back to my presentation. All right, we've looked at that. What is the next screen? Can I start this presentation? Good show. No, that worked. All right, we've done that. Okay, voices, ElevenLabs. All right. These are the two big players in voice. ElevenLabs players. There are many, but these are the two that I know of. I use ElevenLabs. I just think they're amazing. So here we are in ElevenLabs. We're in the ElevenLabs library, and as I said, there are lots and lots of voices. So let's just have a bit of fun here. We are going to just, let's look at some English. Let's choose an accent. Let's look at Irish male voice, clear, assertive.
I just sit at my typewriter and curse a bit.
That wasn't very loud. Megan.
A single star shines brighter than 1,000 moons.
All right, Patrick, good Irish name.
When we seek to discover the best in others, we somehow bring out the best in ourselves.
All right, Northern Irish.
Hello, my name is Peter, and I am a voice from Northern Ireland. Perfect for narration, voiceovers with a clear, warm tone.
All right. Okay, let's go and look at Scottish. Hugh.
On this late January day, he worked diligently to finish the job he'd been given.
Simon.
Life without risk is not worth living.
Piper Monroe.
The brave tiger set off on an adventure. The tiger discovered a hidden waterfall. Inside, the tiger found...
Okay. And we do have some South African voices here. Hendrik.
A wise man will make more opportunities than he finds.
Sam.
Life without love is like a tree without blossoms or fruit.
Hannah.
One can't grow by staying within the confines of comfort. True progress lies beyond the boundaries of fear and familiarity.
Okay. All right. I mean, that'll give you an idea. I mean, there are just so many voices to choose from. And what I really, really like about ElevenLabs is the ability to create your own personal voice. This is Angie's voice.
Childhood introduces children to the wounds of the world.
Okay, I mean, that one didn't come out. That's not very close. This is actually mine.
Don't smother each other. No one can grow in the shade.
All right. So your voice is very much dependent on your input, the quality of the input that you put. But what this is that you can create your own voice and basically clone any voice that you want, which makes this super powerful. The other platform that I mentioned, PlayHT, very similar. They've got a huge library of voices in different languages. So there's no shortage of voice choosing or choice of voice. So let's move on. Components and typical usage costs. So we're going to hop again over to Canva. All right, the big reality about all this is that we are all South African, not South African. Wish we, our costs are all in US or Euro. All right, the voice platforms. These are the platforms on which the voice agent is built, and they are called orchestration levels, orchestration platforms. Basically, they orchestrate the flow, and you need one, and the choice is very dependent on your project, how complex it is, and these two, Retell and Vapi, are the main players. I have kind of focused on Vapi. It's a very, very flexible and powerful platform. Retell seems a little bit easier to set up. It's a new player. And then ElevenLabs has also just released its own conversation platform. These two are pay-as-you-go. Spelled go wrong. Pay-as-you-go. That looks better. And usage is around about 20 cents per minute or less. If you're getting more than that, then there are configuration issues that you need to look at. ElevenLabs is subscription based, and similar, but it could perhaps be cheaper than those two. And again, it all depends on your use case. Cheaper is not always necessarily the better in these cases if you are looking at complex environments. A thing to consider is concurrency. What concurrency means is the number of calls that can happen at the same time. And Vapi, you can have 10 per account, and that's inbound and outbound, and you pay additional $10 per month per slot. There is a formula and a process to work out how many what capacity your concurrency will be, what you will require. There is a formula to do that. I'm not going to go into that now. But on 10, working sort of 9 hours, you can do about 1,000 calls. So it's not insignificant. Retell has a higher capacity and of 20 per account, and you can purchase additional at $8 per month. Knowledge base, what a knowledge base is just that. It's knowledge of your company, knowledge of listings, knowledge of product, and you can give your AI agent that knowledge, and then it uses that. So if a customer asks a question, for instance, do you have listings in Pinelands? What listings do you have? I'm looking for a 4-bedroom house. You could have that as a knowledge, and it will be able to refer to that. And the cost really depends on project. I'm not going to give any estimates here. For smaller projects, it's not something that needs to be considered. But obviously, if they're large projects or large knowledge bases, that firstly means it's quite a complex agent, and secondly, then one would need to assess those costs in real time during the testing phase. All right, voice over IP number. You need a number per agent. You need a number for inbound and outbound. And in South Africa, we will need a mobile number, and that costs $4 a month because you're going to be sending messages and that SMSs, WhatsApps, potentially. And here the usage is 0.17 to 0.89 minutes per call, and per minute per call. And my current testings, I'm coming in at 0.16, 0.17. So I'm coming in at the lower end, but it could go up. Again, one has to test these in real time. Now you can, as I mentioned, have a custom voice, and a consideration here. If you're using a custom voice, all of these platforms have their own voices. So you can use an ElevenLabs voice within the platform. But if you want to use your own voice, you have to connect your custom voice to the platform you're using, and that might incur additional costs. So my advice is initially don't use a custom voice. Just get your business logic, get it all working, get some return on your investment, and then down the line use a custom, unless it's absolutely necessary. All right. Automation. Two main players, Make and N8N. I use Make. Again, they are both subscription based, and at the low end, $10 per month, and you can go higher into enterprise. And the cost is based on operations and features, and you can purchase additional operations during the month if you need to, but you get here 10,000. So it's not insignificant. So what would we've looked at the component cost. So how would we arrive at a cost because the development hasn't been mentioned. So how would we arrive at a project cost? That's a very difficult one to scope up front. And it's not advised to do that. There are two factors. Firstly, there will be a lot of unknowns, and you will only know them when you know them. And those you cannot cost that in. And in this new space, because there are so many variables, that will happen. You will discover knowns that you did not know, or you will discover unknowns. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say. So the way that I operate is, that there is an overview. We discover an overview of the project, and then we look at a discovery milestone, which is kind of a immediate step or a minimum viable product that can get deployed quickly and at a reasonable cost. And what that does is it allows domain knowledge. So one gets to understand your company, how you work, what you require. It confirms the viability of the project, and it also, important one, sets expectations, especially around the output. And yeah, we've mentioned semantics. So the process is a discovery call, 30 minutes, and in that call, are we going to proceed or not? If no, thank you very much. Oh, there's another spelling there. Let me thank you. All right, we've got rid of that. If yes, then I will do a scope and quote for the discovery milestone, and that gets submitted. Are we proceeding? No. If yes, there will be a contract for that and a payment, and then we go into deliver, and then we reassess, and the process then goes around on that sort of iterative basis. All right, I think I've finished on that. So let's pop back to my presentation. So we've looked at that. All right, now we do the fun bit, which is the demos. Right, let's jump into the demo quickly. Here we have our page set up. It's a simulation of a promotion we actually did run. And this was for a Pressless duvet cover set. They had a limited time promotion running. It was a Facebook instant form, but we are simulating it just using a web form. Simple. We just want an email. We want our name. We want a contact number. And yes, we want to agree to privacy. And we call back, ask for a callback. So the form has been submitted, and we should get a call right now. Ah, there it is. There it is. There it is. We answer the call.
Hi, Patrick. This is Angie calling from Team Lux. How are you doing today?
Hi, Angie. I'm well. Thank you.
Great to hear, Patrick. I'm calling on behalf of Team Lux regarding the Presle's limited time offer on the Maya 3-piece duvet cover set. Am I speaking with the right person who recently inquired about this offer?
Yes, indeed you are.
Wonderful. Are you interested in learning more about this offer or possibly proceeding with a purchase?
You know what? Let's do a purchase.
That's great to hear, Patrick. Let's arrange a time for one of our agents to assist you further. What would be the best time to reach you?
Tomorrow morning, 10 a.m.
Just to confirm, the time to call you is at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
Thank you for confirming, Patrick. Thank you for your interest and have a wonderful day. Goodbye.
Well, there you go. You've got to admit that was pretty slick. So let's jump away from that one and let's look at this new one. This is the Vapi dashboard where we build our assistants. This is the prompt. And this is a real estate. And in the real estate inbound qualification and booking process, there is a very simple knowledge base of some properties that it has knowledge of. And the other thing I'm going to open is my calendar. So let me pull this out. Okay, let's just delete that one. All right, we're in that time, so let's move this to 10 o'clock tomorrow. All right, and we're doing that because we want to use it in our test. And all right, so let's go for it. So I'm going to talk with the assistant.
Hello there. Welcome to Route 62 Properties. It's Vale speaking. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with today?
Hello, Vale. My name is Patrick.
Nice to meet you, Patrick. How can I help you today?
Vale, do you have properties in Barrydale?
Yes, we do have a property in Barrydale. It's called the Karoo Retreat Lodge. This eco lodge features 8 bedrooms and 6 bathrooms, perfect for those who appreciate off-grid living. It also includes borehole water, hiking trails, and a yoga deck. The asking price is 12,800,000 rands. Does this sound like something you might be interested in? If so, I can help you with more details or arrange a viewing.
You know what? That sounds great. Let's do a viewing, please.
Fantastic. Before we proceed with scheduling the viewing, could I ask you a couple of quick questions to ensure we have everything set up perfectly for you? 1, what's your budget for this property? 2, when are you looking to move into your new property?
My budget is 20 million and next year, January.
Great, Patrick. With a budget of 20 million rands and a move-in date next January, the Karoo Retreat Lodge in Barrydale seems like a perfect fit for you. Let's go ahead and schedule a viewing. Could you please let me know your preferred date and time for the viewing?
What about tomorrow at 9 a.m.?
Give me a moment. It looks like the 9 a.m. slot is unavailable, but we do have openings at 10 a.m., 11 a.m., and 12 p.m. tomorrow. Which of these times would work best for you?
Let's do 12 p.m. tomorrow.
Great choice, Patrick. Let's schedule your viewing for tomorrow at 12 p.m. Could you please provide your preferred telephone number so I can confirm the appointment and ensure everything is set up for you? I'll repeat it back to you for accuracy.
082 224 242424.
Thank you, Patrick. Let me confirm your number, 0822224242424. Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
Give me a moment. Your viewing for the Karoo Retreat Lodge in Barrydale is all set for tomorrow at 12 p.m. If you have any further questions, feel free to ask. Otherwise, I wish you a wonderful day and I look forward to your viewing. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you. So after that call, what happened was an email was sent and various notifications were sent to the agent. Well, there you go. You must admit that was pretty slick. So that's it for me. Thank you very much for spending the time with me. I hope this was of value and of interest to you. Again, remember, there is a booking link for a free discovery call. Please use it, subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Cheers.